was in the hospital with a broken leg after a car accident, my boyfriend posted pictures of himself at a party with his ex, captioned, "Finally free from the needy drama queen and her constant demands." We'd been together 4 years. I didn't comment. This morning, my phone wouldn't stop vibrating with desperate messages and his mother begging me to Reconisder. I was lying in a hospital bed with a broken leg, 3 fractured ribs, and a concussion after some idiot T-boned my car. That's when my boyfriend of 4 years posted party photos with his ex, captioned, "Finally free from the needy drama queen and her constant demands." For 4 years, I'd been Richard's personal ATM. I covered rent while his name wasn't on the lease. I paid for groceries, utilities, dinners, and even his gaming setup. He was between jobs about 60% of our relationship, and when he did work, his money vanished into clothes and nights out. The pattern was obvious in hindsight. "Can you cover rent? I'll pay you back when my check comes in. My card got declined, can you grab dinner? I need that graphics card, it's basically a work expense." I told myself love meant support. I didn't notice the rough patch had become the plan. Richard visited me in the hospital once for 20 minutes. Hospitals made him anxious, so he needed to process this trauma in his own way, the trauma that happened to me. My best friend Anastasia slept in the chair for 3 nights, brought real food, and washed my hair in the tiny sink. That's care. Groggy on pain meds, I scrolled and saw his post again, him with Katie, his ex. The caption felt like a slap. Mutual friends commented, "Glad you're happy, and you deserve better." Not one asked where I was. I didn't call or text. I lay there and accepted the truth. The man I'd funded and defended saw me as a burden to escape. Then I remembered the lease was in my name only. From my hospital bed, I made calls. I told my brother Dylan the situation. I spoke with my landlord about options. I asked my cousin, a lawyer, for advice. While Richard celebrated his freedom, I started the paperwork for mine. 3 days later, Dylan and 2 friends executed the plan. We packed every piece of Richard's property, his gaming rig, desk, Funko Pops, aged craft beers, signed memorabilia, and hauled it to the dumpster behind the building. Not the recycling. The dumpster. That wasn't all. Richard had a new job offer lined up, a connection he got through my network via my former roommate's brother. I reached out with documentation about his character and finances, screenshots of his public celebration while I was hospitalized, rent records showing who paid, texts where he bragged about dodging bills and letting her handle it. The hiring manager learned their incoming financial advisor couldn't manage his own finances and mocked his injured girlfriend online. The offer was rescinded that day. My phone lit up. "Where's my stuff? You can't do this to me. My collector's items are worth thousands." Then the pivot. "Baby, please, I was drunk and stupid. Katie means nothing. I love you. We can fix this." Then his mother, Deborah, called. She'd always acted like I was lucky to date her son. She cried, begged me not to ruin his future, said I was being vindictive. I calmly walked her through 4 years of receipts. When she insisted he'd helped me, I offered to email bank statements, rent confirmations, and the party screenshots next to my hospital bracelet. I mentioned his 20-minute visit and my friend sleeping beside me. She said she'd talked to Richard. She hasn't called back. By week's end, he had no job, no belongings, no housing, and no bailout from his parents. His friends backed away once they saw the receipts. Even Katie messaged to apologize. Apparently, he told her we'd broken up months ago. She didn't know about the hospital. Now she does. Meanwhile, I focused on healing. I lined up PT, found a new apartment, and relearned the small, independent motions he'd eroded carrying groceries without budgeting for his tab, picking a restaurant without calculating if I could cover 2. I remembered what it feels like when someone actually splits the bill, because that's the plan, not the exception. The logistics were simple because the facts were simple. My name was on the lease, my money kept the lights on, my network landed his opportunity, and my patients subsidized his lifestyle. I ended the subsidy. He tried calls, I sent them to voicemail. He tried friends, I sent screenshots. He tried guilt, I updated the occupancy form and moved on. I didn't post a manifesto or hunt for sympathy. I signed what needed signing and kept going. People love to romanticize standing by your man. Here's another option. Stand by your boundaries. Mine say no to men who celebrate being free while I'm in a hospital bed. I didn't lose a boyfriend. I just stopped funding my parasite.